The next area that you have then, which is really useful, is your find and select tools. So there are 3 tools here. The first one is filter elements. And what filter elements will allow you to do is basically create search sets. So over here on the left, I have all of the categories that are currently in this view. So you can set this to find the elements that are in this view, or you can potentially set it to be all elements that are in your model. I'm going to work on the elements in this view for now. And what I want to do is I want to create a search set and a search rule that I can find all my walls in my project that have a certain fire rating on them. So I'm going to select my walls. It's telling me I have 77 in this particular view. And I'm going to move across here now to my properties. So I can see all my type properties, I can see all my instance properties, and I can switch between those. I can find fire rating on the list, and I can bring this across, and this will form part of my filtering rule. So I want to find anything that has a 60-minute fire rating in it. So I want fire rating to equal 60 minutes. And what I can do here now before I hit select elements is I can save this search selection, so I can use it again in the future, and I can potentially use it as well across other projects. So that is going to prompt me to save it. So I can go walls 60 minutes, and that will save that search set for me, and I can use that again in the future. So if I go select elements now, it's going to highlight all of the walls in my model that have a 60-minute fire rating on them. And again, I can use Revit now to save this selection as a search set, and I can use that again and again throughout the project as it progresses. So the main difference between, you have filter elements and you also have live selection. So the main difference between the 2 of these is filter elements, as I just showed, will allow you to create a rule and find the objects that are in that view or in the model at any one time. Live selection then is very similar, but it works live, and it's constantly refreshing based on the view that you're in at any one time. So as you can see here, again, all of my categories, but I also have a button on the top that is called auto refresh. So I have that turned on. So as I scroll down through the list again, I can see that I have 77 walls. I can select everything in the view, and as soon as I click into the view, live selection will grey out, and I can work away and I can pan around that view. As soon as I click back into live selection, then I can use the tool again. If I swap into my 3D view here, where I have everything turned on, and I jump back to live selection, auto refresh has kicked in, and I now can see that I have 222 walls, 221 walls all selected. What I like live selection for is actually just try to find certain families as I'm working through a model, as I'm working through the design, or as I'm trying to clean up my model. So for example, I know I have some curtain wall windows in here, but rather than trying to pan around the model and look for them and find where they might be, I can use live selection to scroll down through the list. I can go to my windows, and I can see I have my 2 types of window, and I know the one that I'm looking for is my curtain wall window, and they're automatically highlighted in the view, and I can jump in here and I can see there's my 3 windows there. I have 2 there and I have 1 up there. So live selection has saved me that time in kind of searching through my model, looking for the family. I can simply just pick it from a list and it's going to highlight automatically. So that's a really useful tool, and it's saved me a lot of time. The last tool in Find and Select that I find really good from a model management perspective is unhide elements. So everyone's been in a situation where you are working in a model and people hide elements in view. You know, it's generally taken as a last resort. So when you go hide in view, and everybody tends to click on hide elements. We've all done it, but then you move on, you forget you've hidden that object, and then you kind of have to start trying to reveal hidden elements and find where it is. Unhide elements gives you the ability to come into a view and just instantly reset. So it will turn on everything where elements have been hidden in view previously in that view. As you can see, I had some CAD files that were hidden in this view, they've turned back on. That tree that I hid has simply come back on. So it's a great reset tool for coming into a view and just finding everything that might have been hidden intentionally or otherwise in your view. So they're your find and select tools. Again, they really enhance the ability to just find stuff in models and sort through all your data.